Hello everyone. So in this video, let us talk about how quickly, or I should say, a quick, easy way to become a Jira consultant. Now, if you are a Jira administrator, then you might be tempted to think about becoming a Jira consultant because consultants make a lot more money, and that is definitely true across the globe, whether you are a consultant in India or America or Europe, consultants are paid nicely. And it is also a very nice job, to be honest, because as a consultant, people will give you a lot of respect, they will listen to you. So it feels good to be a consultant. It's a good job. And if you think you can be a consultant, then go for it. Now, when I talk to people, especially when I talk to candidates who applied for a job in my company, they, of course, are Jira admins. So when we talk about a role in our organization, in our company, we don't really focus too much on Jira admin skills because Jira admin skills are a must-have. If you are not a Jira administrator, if you have never been a Jira administrator, then of course you have to first become a Jira admin. Then only you can talk about or think about becoming a consultant. Now, I've talked about a role of consultant many times on my channel. So if you go to my channel, just search for consultant, Jira consultant, and there is a playlist called career advice. In this video, I want to focus on a quick way, or I should say how to get started. I think that is probably a better title, how to get started, how easily you can become a Jira consultant. Now, I can tell you from my experience, if you want to become a Jira consultant, then the number one skill that you need to have is talking to people, right? Now, you may be good in talking, you may have really good communication skills. Doesn't really matter if you're talking about a specific language. Well, to be honest, you need to have decent skills in English because that is the language, like a common language, but it really depends. I think it is far beyond just one language. Even if you are in your own country speaking your own native language, as long as you have clients who speak the same language, language is not really a problem here. It is the communication skills, how easily and efficiently you can explain your ideas, your thoughts, and how you can understand them. Like when I say them, I'm talking about clients, stakeholders, and managers. So definitely communication skills is actually the key here. Now, even if you have good communication skills, you can't just, one day wake up and start doing consultation, right? So you have to start somewhere. Now, the thing that I want to talk about is doing trainings. And that is what I also did. When I was starting, I was not really sure what to focus on and where to start if I want to become a consultant, because in the beginning, you don't really know a lot about everything, right? Of course, you may know a lot about Jira, but whatever you learn about Jira, and to be honest, these things are actually true for any tool. Of course, we are talking about Jira here. Now, let us say you have spent 2 or 3 years doing Jira admin and you think you're really good. You know everything about Jira, which you think everything, but you have done a lot with Jira in your organization. Like you have done Jira upgrades, you have implemented and rolled out Jira for different teams, you have done all the customizations, you have done few, or I should say more than few integrations. Maybe you're also good with script runner. But even after knowing all these things, you really need to be 100% sure that when you're talking to a client or a potential client or a stakeholder, you know more than them and also their development team combined, right? So when you are a consultant or when you represent maybe your organization where they have sent you for doing consultation, then you are expected to know a lot more, right? Now, in the beginning, I think the thing that you can do is just focus on your outline. Let us say you start with a 2-day Jira training. That is what I used to do. I had like a 2-day outline for my training, and I used to do a lot of trainings. And when I used to do trainings, training is of course a very short form of like consultation, but you're only focused on like limited topics, and the context is of course set. You're talking about Jira and you're talking about these topics, and then of course you have 2 days to cover. So it is in a way less risky. When you're doing training, even if you don't really know each and everything, you can tell them, okay, I will get back to you tomorrow, or maybe I will search for this and I will send you notes afterwards, right? So when you're doing training, you are in a way little safe, because training is not consultation, but in a way training is part of consultation, right? So when you do trainings, you will get used to it, right? And then of course you will gain a lot more knowledge. You will get used to a lot of questions that people will ask you, and you will over time learn different ways to answer those questions, and that will help you. That will help you massively. And I can tell you from my experience, like when I used to do Jira trainings in the beginning, it was always difficult. Not always, but majority of the times I used to find it difficult to explain the concept of issue, type, screen, scheme, because it is actually complex. So number one, you have to figure out what is a screen scheme, and before that you need to figure out screens, and even before that you have to figure out different operations. So you to explain issue, type, screen, schemes, you need to cover a lot, right? Like how to have these fields show up when you create a bug, but not when you are editing a bug, right? So when you have to explain something difficult, you will get a lot of different questions. I remember once I was doing a training in an office in Janakpuri in Delhi. I remember in that office, there was one person who was basically telling me, Ravi, this concept of steps and statuses is rubbish. And he was not convinced. And he was not convinced because he thought if we are trying to create a workflow, then all we need is statuses, and then you connect different arrows, right? But it is much more than just a diagram. Workflow is not just a diagram. Workflow is, of course, a way to define the life cycle, but it is represented, it can be viewed as a diagram, but it is like a state diagram, right? If you are familiar with the concept of state diagrams in computer science, right? I think we learned this in Automata, if I remember correctly. Yes, Automata, right? So yeah, I was talking about trainings will help you talk about the same topic over and over again in different ways, answering questions in different ways, in different contexts, not custom field context, by the way. So when you are doing trainings, you are in a way giving yourself like a mini consultation for your own learning, right? So you are basically becoming or reaching that stage where one day you will actually wake up and you will be a great world-class consultant. And it is not something that you can do in 2 years, 3 years. I remember someone used to ask me, one of my friend, Ravi, I really want to be a consultant, but I'm not really sure if I'm ready or not. Because that friend of mine was good in Jira admin, but he never really worked a lot with clients, right? So that is the thing. You cannot become a consultant if you have not spent 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Of course, there is no specific number. You can, of course, fast track a lot of these things because these days everything is online. I think you just need to immerse yourself and do everything and anything related to Jira. So if you are always doing stuff related to Jira, then maybe in less than 5 years you can become a really good consultant. But of course not like me because I'm the best. Just joking, right? So you know what I mean, right? I'm just trying to share that what you can do to actually get started. So when you start, you will reach a point where you will not think about becoming a consultant. By that time, you will be a consultant, right? So do training, start with trainings. And of course, I can talk about a few other things, like do what I do. And I think a lot of people are doing it. I have been making videos on YouTube. So if you make a lot of videos on YouTube, then it will help you open up, answer questions. I have a playlist called Get Answers where I have been answering questions. And by the way, someone actually commented on my channel recently that I never reply. No, that is not correct. I do reply, or I should say I have started replying. So we have a team now, and my team actually helps me manage my channel and my company channel. So we try to respond to each and every question, and we always request everyone to raise a ticket for us. So if you go to ravisagar.in/support or /get-support, you can raise a ticket for us, and someone from our team will definitely get back to you, right? So that is all I wanted to talk about in this video. How to start and where to start if you want to start your journey of becoming a Jira consultant. All right, that is all. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much.